This is a TrapCon free beats. The link is down below in the description.
Welcome back, bros, to another video review. Today, I have the opportunity to take a look at another Transformer figure. And today, we're taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Gamer Edition Deluxe Class Sideswipe. As for the contents, this is what we get inside. We get Sideswipe, the figure himself, and he comes with one accessory, his blaster, or one of the blasters for the video game that can be interchanged with other Transformers from this video game series. And then standard to all Transformers, he comes with the instruction manual. Now, the backdrop, guys, I will say is exactly the same as what we got with the previous characters, and I want to say it's almost the same as Barricade. So the figure itself, let's bring in a ruler because I want to measure him out, guys. He's standing at a little bit, I would say about 5 inches right here tall, so that's not bad for what we get for a deluxe class figure. But all in all, let's continue the review and check out some of the details on this figure. So as for the details, here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Gamer Edition Sideswipe. Now, right off the bat, guys, this figure makes me super excited because this was the character that I like to use when I played this game on PS3 online. You got to choose from a certain many Autobots to begin the online multiplayer mode, and this was my favorite, man. I thought Sideswipe should have been in the actual story mode, which he wasn't, so I was kind of bummed out that he didn't make the cut. But now that I got him in toy form and I was able to play with him in multiplayer mode, this what makes me happy. So looking at it right off the top, um, besides the I guess spoiler sticking off in the back, that's the only gripe that I could see with the details on the figure from the CGI rendered. I know that's not quite there, like it's not quite compressed, but that's just the way the Hasbro engineering team was able to make this figure. So with that being said, checking out the details on the head sculpt. The head sculpt is perfect. It represents Sideswipe in every aspect. Sideswipe's head sculpt never changes. It always looks like that, and it looks good. He's one of my favorite Autobots with one of those Lambo bodies. So now looking at the chest region right here, it is spot on accurate to what we saw in the game. The Autobot logo is prompt and center, and Sideswipe is sporting that chest-like shield, in my opinion, and he looks good. Looking at the details throughout the rest of the figure, we have some subtle paint details on the wrist of Sideswipe where you see the silver right there. And then going down, he's pretty much molded out of red plastic and this charcoal gray plastic. So basically we're getting away from the black guys and getting more of that gunmetal gray. Because with the Transformer figures, I guess they didn't really use black too much, but we all know it looked black on our TV screens, but I guess it's not black for their intentions. And going down to underneath the knees, you see some painted details right there in the silver. And that's all the painted details we get in robot mode. And like I said, with that being said, I mean, it may be minimum, but it's still enough to recognize and make this character who he is. The rest of the paint details we'll see later when we turn him into his alt mode. So next, let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation for this figure because it is a deluxe class where we pretty much get the same standard articulation as what we normally get, but I'm going to show it off, so let's check it out. So basically, the arms right here, they do, well, yes, they rotate a full 360. They are a little hindered right here, but it makes it a little bit easier. Now, the forearms go up this far only because is being hindered by the wheel, but that's a good range of motion right here. No wrist swivel, it just hinges in and out due to transformation. You do get a lower bicep swivel, so that's pretty cool right there. You do get a waist swivel, but you got to disengage this backpack piece right here. So you can get Sideswipe in his iconic attack mode if you chose to do that or remember that from the video game. The leg can kick up this high, so Sideswipe can get those nice karate kicks as we know him to do. The knee can bend more, a little more, well, 90, but it might be a little bit more than 90. Uh, it only can kick back this far because it's hindered right here by the kibble for the car. Now the feet. The feet are interesting. The feet only move forward. So as you see right there, that's all the range of motion you get for the feet. So you can get some dynamic sprinting motions, but you can't get the foot to go backwards any. And it doesn't rock left and right, so it's already cut at an angle. So you got to keep Sideswipe in that wide leg stance. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty good for the articulation. And I really don't have too many complaints for it because it's a really cool figure, in my opinion. So when it comes to the accessories for this figure, we only got one accessory that came with this toy. Now, the only accessory we got with this toy was a blaster. The blaster gimmick is also like the other blasters that you receive from this line, where you can interchange his forearm and turn it into a blaster if you chose to do that, or with this little bit of peg right here, this nub. I kind of wish it was a little longer so that it can fit further in, but he can hold the gun as I showed you in the beginning of my video review, just like that. And then ultimately for the gimmick mode, I'll just show it off briefly before I go on to my next talking step. This is very tight, guys. So if you thought I was struggling, yes, I am, because it's very tight and it's very snug. So you pop that back in if that came off. So now you have Sideswipe like everybody else, having the gun for the arm. So that's just like that, guys. It's not very hard to do. All right, now this is one thing that Sideswipe should have came with. This is not his accessory, but I feel like this is appropriate because if you're going to give me a character for the first movie, War for Cybertron, that was only a online playable character versus being a story-driven character, he should have came with this. Now, this is the sword that comes with Bumblebee and also Cliff Jumper. I do feel like this is more fitting to be in his hand because if you remember playing this game online, Sideswipe's attack was with this sword. He took this sword and he held it out like this, and he had his other hand like this, not with the gun. So just, let's go ahead and pull it off because it doesn't look right. As you see right here, so you take the hand right here with the regular fist, and what he did was unpeg this right here, and Sideswipe used to twirl around like this in a cyclone mode, and he would just sit there and hit the enemies with the sword spinning in a cyclone motion. So that was one of his abilities. So I feel like Hasbro really let us, kind of left us hanging with not giving us this sword because it belongs to him just like it belonged to Bumblebee. Now, you didn't leave us out with Optimus Prime's axe, so why not give us the sword that Sideswipe was using for melee attacks? So that's my one gripe with this, guys. Next, here we are taking a look at Sideswipe with other figures from this Transformers Gamer Edition toy line. So here we have all the Autobots released so far from the video game. And I must say, they are doing a good job. They are checking off some of the figures that I wanted from this video game series, updated into the new Studio Series toy line. And I think they're doing a great job. As a whole, they look good. As you already know, each figure does have like a minor flaw to it, which is okay. But when put together as a group, this group looks iconic. Now, when we get Ratchet, Ironhide, Warpath, bro, this is going to be great. Now, I would love for them to give us a Zeta Prime. I would love for them to give us a Jazz. And I would love for them to give us Silverbolt, Jetfire, and there was another Autobot downloadable character. I can't remember who, if I remember correctly. But if they give us that whole group, I think it's Air Raid and Air Raid. Yes, that's him. If they give us all of these from this Gamerverse edition, I'm satisfied. I'm happy. You guys hit a home run. You did everything you could do for the Autobots. Now, if you can give us a Transformers Studio Series, War for Cybertron, Omega Supreme, God darn it, you done did everything you could do. You knocked it out the park. You done gave us the steak dinner, the filet mignon, the crab legs, the king crab legs. You done gave us everything. But we'll wait and see if that's coming upon the horizon. And here we are, guys. I had to bring out all of the Studio Series and I guess Transformers War for Cybertron figures that I could find in my collection. As you guys are aware, if you're not aware and new to my channel, I have suffered a house fire. So a lot of my stuff is in storage with a restoration team who are cleaning the figures to restore them back to the condition that I had them in before the house fire. So these are the Autobots that I was able to grab and Decepticons from the Transformers War for Cybertron line. Now, I know you're looking at this and you're like, wait a minute, that's not the Studio Series Starscream. Yes, I do have it. As stated, it is locked away in storage, so I'm unable to grab that. But the one I was able to grab was going to be the deluxe version from back when it first came out. So here we have deluxe Starscream with deluxe Sideswipe. So as you see, they're practically the same size, guys. So if you want to include these figures with the older figures that you already have, they actually scale pretty good. But of course, as you know, the Seekers are always bigger than an Autobot. So it doesn't quite scale right. But I'm just using that as a fill-in so that you know what you get from the older version. And then when it compares to the other Decepticon from this game, which is Barricade. As you see, Barricade is definitely a little taller than Sideswipe, and I'm okay with that because the Decepticons are normally taller than the Autobots. So I'm definitely hoping that they give us Breakdown, Slipstream, Skywarp, Thundercracker, and some of the other jets that I can't remember that were Demolisher, and stuff like that. I think Brawl was in the first one too. But hopefully they give us the whole cast. And then they come back out with a War for Cybertron Triptychon. That would be just incredible if they give us that to finish this line. I know they're giving us the infantry Decepticon and also Autobot guys. So yes, they're going to be deluxe and Voyager size scale. So that will work out and help fill out this shelf to army build. So I'm definitely looking forward, guys, to what Hasbro has done. And I'm going to try to keep this review short. I know I love talking about Transformers. It's one of my favorite things to review. And this Sideswipe figure is one of my favorite figures from that toy line. So I just keep babbling on and on and on about that. But I apologize, guys. Let's go ahead and continue the review. And let's take a look at the transformation. So now that we have Transformers War for Cybertron Gamer Edition Sideswipe transform into its alt mode, this is what we get, and I think it's pretty cool, and it's definitely accurate to what we saw in the video game, and I think Hasbro has definitely captured this very well. So on my copy, guys, you got to keep compressing it to fit a little correctly. So yes, your copy may vary. Hopefully the QC on mine isn't too bad, but it looks very good. I like the way it looks. Got a little bit of robot kibble down here. Sideswipes, flippers, of course. The wheels do roll. So, oh, whoa. Okay, all right. Now, if you have any issues with that, you got to bring them down like this. So now, all four roll. So just giving you a heads up, guys. Depending on your table and the smoothness. So yes, definitely looks good. I have no complaints with this. I'm digging the way it looks. If you want a more streamlined vehicle look, this is what he did. He was zooming through the online boards, and I'm definitely liking how everything looks. It's definitely got a lot of detail. So basically looking at it, the painted details is going to be the black right here on the windshield, the red on the molded tires, the silver right here all throughout the figure. I got some scraping right there on my copy, guys. You got the Autobot symbol right here, the paint on the grill, and then the robot chest still peeking through right here. So it's a good, decent amount of paint job on this figure. So let's go ahead and bring out the other figures, some fellow Autobots for this Transformers Fall of Cybertron gamer line. Next, here we are checking out the vehicle comparisons for the Transformers War for Cybertron video game line. And as you see right here with these Studio Series figures, they all scale right. They are the perfect scale when compared to the Voyager. As you can see right there, Sideswipe is definitely smaller. And then also towards the smaller Deluxe B, as you can see. So I'm digging the way they look, guys. I think Studio Series is the right line for this to give us these accurate scales of the figures that we love and cherish from the previous Transformers continuity and brands that they have currently already created. So I'm definitely digging these guys. I know the review's getting a little long, so I'm trying to keep motoring through it as fast as I can. And lastly, for comparisons, here we have three figures, of course, one being the center, which is the star of the show, Gamer Edition Sideswipe. So we have two Sunstreaker figures that are beside Sideswipe. With that being said, they are Lambo brothers supposedly. So hopefully we'll get the same treatment for both of the surrounding figures when we get Sideswipe. So just looking at them as a group, guys, if you don't have this one or this deco, this is the same as the Earthrise version right here. And this is the more newer character from the Studio Series Bumblebee concept art. So just looking at them as a group, they look good. They look like those sports car, sleek models. Definitely liking how they look. They all are deluxe class figures. And I think they look good in each in their own way. Now, like I said, this is pretty much the same size as this figure, and this one is too. But these are more of that Cybertronian look right here, and I think they look good together. Now, these are completely different, as you can see. This has a different aesthetic to more like a real-life Cybertronian version, while this is more like a futuristic Cybertron version from the High Moon Studio. So basically, I'm happy with that. And let's go ahead and continue this review, and let's bring out my final thoughts on this pretty cool figure. So now it's time for the Yeah Bro figure pickup or pass grading system, where I get to share my opinions and my thoughts on this recent figure that I picked up and reviewed before you in efforts to give you some insight and my opinions, basically whether this is going to be a pickup or pass. In your opinion is totally up to you and ultimately your decision. So as for me, guys, I'm going to say that this figure, in my opinion, is definitely a pickup for me because I definitely love the aesthetics of what we saw with the High Moon Studios Transformers War for Cybertron video game back in the early 2000s. And when I mean early, I mean before 2010 and so on like that. So the designs for these characters being so old, over 10 years old, and Studio Series was able to recreate them to make them better, more fun, and more enjoyable. this is a no-brainer for a pickup in my opinion. I definitely like how Sideswipe fits in with the scale of Optimus Prime and also Bumblebee. He looks good. In addition, he also fits in with Cliffjumper and every figure that's being made in this line so far. This is the first original mold used for this molding, so I don't have any complaints, and I wonder if they might recolor this to make this into a Sunstreaker, even though he did not show up in the game. With that being said, guys, I definitely like the way this figure has a ton of playability in vehicle mode and also in robot mode. So definitely, guys, in my opinion, once again, this is a pickup. So if you see it at your local Target or GameStop or wherever you buy your toys, definitely pick it up because I think it's definitely worth the money. And if you can catch this figure on a sale at Target, it even makes it even sweeter. So with all that being said, if you're interested in picking up a copy of this figure, I end up getting my copy from my local Target store where I was able to catch that 30% off sale for Transformers. So I ultimately got a very good deal on picking up this Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Sideswipe and also his Wave-made Sunstreaker. So I'm not sure if I said that in the previous review, but I'm saying it now. So basically, instead of paying $24.99 for these figures, I end up paying like $17.99, and that's the price of what we end up paying for the original Transformers War for Cybertron figures back in like 2008 to 2010. So it's really cool, and I think it's awesome to catch these figures on sale so that we can enjoy really cool toys and also save money so that we don't have to worry about being on a budget and losing out on being able to spend money somewhere else. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing these 4 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support, and not only that, positive feedback as a YouTube content creator. Thank you once again for spending your time watching my video, and until next time, yeah bro, I'll see you soon. And wait guys, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be informed when I've uploaded new content for you to check out at your earliest convenience. Thank you.